The Raptors struggled. They fought. Some things are bad, some things were good, but in the end, they win 114-99 and get the job done at home against these Charlotte Hornets. Let's wrap it all up and break it down in today's post-game show. If you guys enjoy what you see from any of the content you get here at Amateur, make sure to smash that like button. It makes a huge difference. Get us on some more YouTube recommended pages. Smash that like button once again for the Raptors win here because, listen, wins have been hard to come by for the Raptors so far this season. We take them where we can get them, especially in games like this. Said on Twitter before the game, it was an auto win. Said on the stream at our watch party that it was a scheduled win. Sometimes it's a curse when I say that, not this time. And listen, it didn't seem like that watching this game. We'll get into that in just a second here, but just have a look at the caliber of roster or of team the Hornets had tonight. Terry Rozier, Bryce McGowan, Brandon Miller, PJ Washington, and Nick Richards start. 4 out of 5 starters missing for the Hornets. No Ball, no Bridges, no Hayward, no Williams. Ish Smith, JT Soar, Nick Smith, and Leaky Black came off the bench. James Bouknight, from what I saw, was unused here. Horrible team. James Bouknight, Leaky Black, Nick Smith, JT Thor, G League players. Bryce McGowan, you can make a case. Somehow this team played an NBA game today. And you know what? For large portions of the game, we're in the lead. For most of the game, they were in the lead. In fact, the Hornets led this game by 10-plus points in the first half. Now, if you look at the box score after the game and you see, wow, you'll look and see 114-99. Wow, great job by the Raptors. Spread was 12.5. Raptors dominate, win by 15 points, cover the massive spread against the inferior team. That's what you might say if you look at the box score. If you watched the game, you knew it wasn't the case, and the Raptors still struggle. They didn't play too well, but like even Darko Rajakovic has to win against this Charlotte Hornets team. So look, we'll give credit for that. But too many times again this season, during the Hawks game on Friday, Blake Murphy tweeted out that the Raptors have trailed in the first half by 10-plus points 13 times out of 25. That's over 50% of games, and today was no different. Today became the 14th time out of 26 games the Raptors were down by 10-plus in the first half. It's the 19th time out of 26 games they've been down by 10-plus at some point or another in the game. Sure, against bad teams like the Spurs, like the Wizards, or like today against this Hornets team, you're able to navigate that and come back and win by margin in this case. But, too many times this season we're going to get caught out, and we have been caught out. And as a result, the Raptors' record on the season is still where it is, 11-15. It's poor. It's not where we want this to be. But we can only beat what's in front of us. And a shout out to the players who stepped up and got this one done. I thought game plan wise, once again, we failed to get Siakam involved early. Game plan wise, we struggled to get to the rim early in this game, but there was just too much talent on this team to lay back and lose this one. Good fight back over the course of the second and third quarter. And in the end, the Raptors in the fourth quarter completely put their imprint on this game and grab the dub and start to shut out this Hornets team. Now, it's not like the Hornets played really well, and that's why we struggled. The Hornets shot 44% from the field, 25% from three. No individual amazing performances here. It's just the Raptors were not playing well. They shoot in the end, though, 51% from the field, 28% from three. Once we got Siakam involved and going, he was massive. 11 of 16, 27 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Like, what a fucking stat line from Pascal Siakam. One steal to go with it. Barnes is exceptional in this one as well. From the jump, I might add. 22 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 assists for Scotty Barnes. Yes, 5 turnovers are ugly, but 3 blocks as well. What a night from Scotty Barnes on the stat sheet. Dennis Schroeder had 3 turnovers in the first 5 minutes. To his credit, had no more for the rest of the game, and mostly stayed in the backseat a little bit to allow Siakam and Barnes to thrive. When Siakam and Barnes are getting their touches, they can both succeed in the same court. that shouldn't be a surprise to people, but it is. And they both eat, and they both get us over the line with some massive fourth quarter performances today. Off the bench, big run to start the fourth, got things going. Gary Trent with a whole bunch of minutes here after Pirtle wasn't great. Gary Trent goes 9 of 17 tonight in 35 minutes, 4 of 10 shooting on 3. Conversations need to be had about whether or not Gary Trent Jr. should be starting some games for sure. And a game like this is going to do a lot for the confidence of Darko to do that. Best plus minus of the night at plus 25. And shout out the bench again for that big run to start the fourth. Achua is starting to build some semblance of consistency and becoming a night in, night out reliable player off the bench, which is not something I expected to say a couple of weeks ago. Flynn continues to be Malachi Flynn and not really do anything, but not hurt the team too much when he's out there. And that seems to be enough for the backup point guard role in Toronto at the moment. Where the Raptors struggled out the gate and how the Hornets just took that big advantage. The Raptors kept fucking turning the ball over. I think they had something like 6 turnovers in the first 6 minutes. They finished with 19 on the game. The Hornets punished us for 23 points off those turnovers. That cleaned up a lot in the fourth quarter, but mostly as the game went on. But this was just not a great game by the Raptors. They keep the Hornets under 100 points. That's a success story, but it took really until the fourth quarter to dial in and get that sort of statistic done. But we give them credit. The Raptors just haven't had a lot of success this season in general, so any win we can get, we are going to absolutely take. We move. We get the result that we needed, and we move on. Nothing much you can say. This game, however, the score doesn't really reflect how things go down. It's no secret that my confidence in Darko Rajakovic as an NBA coach had been fading. That, honestly, my confidence in him got even a little bit worse today. He still struggled to game plan against this bad of a Hornets team, considering who was out. He still struggled to game plan out the gate. He still allowed this team to get in a hole. And sure, we can talk all about the roster deficiencies and whatnot. Still, he struggles to get the right game plans in place. And when he makes the obvious adjustments at half or in the fourth quarter that he should have made earlier, yeah, that's when the Raptors start to see results. But these things need to be addressed pre-game so you don't have messes like this. Because for large parts of the game, even I think in the second half at one point, the Hornets led by 10. You're not always going to be able to get back and win these games. The Raptors are punching well above expected in terms of winning after being down by 10 plus. 19 out of 26 games, you've been down by 10 plus. It's just going to be so hard to win those games. Not to mention the 14 out of 26, you've been down by 10 plus in the first half. So, perhaps a bit of a warning sign. Hopefully, you enjoy the win here, but hopefully there's some serious addressing to do in the locker room as well, how that situation unfolded to begin with. Because 2 games coming up right now. You're already 11 and 15 on the season, but 2 games coming up right now where if you mess around at all, you're going to get blown out. No, make no mistake. You're hosting the Nuggets where, Raps have typically done well against the Nuggets in recent years, but you have them, obviously, reigning champs, and you then go to the 76ers. Make no mistake, you play around with those 2 teams, you're going to get burned. So, at 11 and 15, we need every win we can get. These 2 are going to be hard. The Raptors are not going to be favored in either of these games. But game plan needs to be on point, or else those will get ugly. And those get ugly quickly, fast, and get out of hand. And I tell you what, you're down by 10 early against those 2 teams. Not going to be anywhere close to as easy as it was against this Charlotte team. But you can only beat what's in front of you, 1 game at a time. Today, we get the job done. We move on. And we go to the next. Shout out everybody who tuned in. If you did enjoy this one, smash that like button and subscribe for more Raptors content like this for nearly every Raptors game.